And now, broadcasting from the Ginger and Baker studio in the heart of the Music District in beautiful downtown Fort Collins, Colorado. It's Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM. I'm your host today, David V., and today's special guest is Megan Burtt with her band.
I would have sworn it, I was born with an armor on my chest. Held it closer, 'cause a soldier never removes her vest. And it's something kind of tragic, always standing on guard, till I started looking past it, see the gift in its arms. Everything that I've become was something I had to wait for, and everything that has come undone opened up a new door to nothing I had ever known, like a revolutionary finds a way to see the goal when none of it was buried. There's a cosmic conversation I'm learning how to trust. It doesn't mind my expectation, but it's never out of touch. It's the wisdom of the ages in a language I know. It's a perfect constellation in a map that I can hold. Everything that I've become, something I had to wait for, and everything that has come undone opened up a new door to nothing I had ever known, like a revolutionary finds a way to see the goal, but none of it was bad. That you need it never comes when you ask. It's a mystical disaster that was never in the plans. Everything that I've become was something I had to wait for, and everything that has come undone opened up a new door. Nothing I had ever known, like a revolutionary finds a way to see the goal when none of it was buried. as hell in New York tonight. Got a rickety fan just borrowing time. It's doing its job about as well as my life is doing for my peace of mind. I am among the luckiest ones, 'cause I'm getting up every day and making it up for a couple of bucks, getting the man mostly paid. Though I gotta say that I thought it'd be different by now. I spent most of my 20s hating myself and wondering how to find peace in the journey and let the dream change without expectation and nothing to make up my plans. Feeling like I'm just the drugstore brand. I've never been properly seen, properly diagnosed. I wonder sometimes if a PhD might say I'm lonelier than most. Don't know if I care, if I'm too cavalier. Mostly it feels like an excuse. Some folks got guidance, some got a pill box. Same prescription, different use. No, I gotta say that I hope it'd be different by now. No, I know it's my fault that I don't learn my lessons right when they come. I save them for later. It might be self-righteous that I want my favor to know if the road really rises to meet her in spite of my best laid plan. And feeling like I'm just the drugstore brand. Wisest man say that you can't change the worst of who you are. So how does one know what's to stay and go with what's been working so far? Yeah, I got a few tricks, I'm grateful for it. So without a crystal ball, how can you be sure if what you're signing up for is really any better than settling for just the drugstore brand?
Megan Burtt and band here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. I'm going to introduce the band.
Great.
And we'll start off with you, Megan. Megan Burtt, vocals and guitar from Denver, Colorado. Colorado native.
Colorado native, my friend.
There you go.
Right.
Casey Sidwell from Longmont on bass.
Yeah, hello.
Via Charlotte, North Carolina. We're getting a lot of musicians in Longmont. Must be a affordable place for musicians to live.
Surprisingly happening town.
And then Dave Devine on guitar, also from Indianapolis. That's right. Home of the Indy 500, right? And Eric Moon back there on keyboards from Boulder and Lakewood. And Braxton Kahn on drums back there, and from Boulder and Thornton, I should pronounce it correctly. So, what got you guys all together?
Oh gosh. Well, I followed my treasure map, and they were all a stop along the way. I think Casey came first, and I just was just looking for the people who made me feel like I could fly when I was playing my music. And
did you pick up on
the crew? This is
like
them.
at open mics or recommendations from other musicians, or?
How does it happen? I think, well, Casey and I started playing along like 15 years ago, maybe 13, 10 years ago.
Time flies when you're
It feels like
having
a
fun.
long time, Case. I don't know. I think our first gig was some funny corporate weird gig in the basement of someone's house. And Dave and Eric, I know from like session work, and I was too scared to ask them to play with me because they're so good. And then I got brave and did it from just like hiring them to play in the studio. And then I was like, and here they are in live setting. Back in a studio. BK, everyone knows BK and wants to play with BK, and he's a very hot commodity around these parts. So,
There you go.
I just put my chips in. And
What
here we
got you
go.
into music originally? Was your family musical?
Not really. Not really me. You guys can all answer that question. I have musical genes. My grandfather was a big band drummer
Cool.
in the 40s in Kansas City. And I have a great aunt and uncle who were jazz musicians. So,
But you kind of went a little bit different direction than jazz.
yeah, well, I can play a seventh chord every now and then.
She's a little more literate than your average singer-songwriter.
Well, that's good.
But that's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Did you guys come from musical families? I actually don't know the answer to this question.
Really not particular. I don't know. I think my mom married my dad for his record collection, so there's that. He had a classical record collection, including a lot of opera, which I guess my mother played in the womb for me 8 hours a day while she was pregnant. So, yeah, I guess. Is that musical? Sure, that's musical.
Sure.
Well, speaking of you, Eric, you're getting to be a frequent flyer here with Live at Lunch. We've had you in with Rebecca Folsom, and we had you in with Liz Barnez, and you seem to be making yourself available to all kinds of musicians on the Front Range.
I'm very available. But not in an exclusive relationship. So,
But you're keeping yourself busy. Obviously, a professional
staying
musician,
busy.
you have to play with a lot of people, a lot of venues.
yeah, no, it's not unless you throw in your lot with a band and go on tour 24/7, 365. Then you got to play a lot of different things. So, and I'm not ready to do that.
You're enjoying the Front Range too much, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys started off with Revolutionary and Drugstore Brand. You're going to play Slow Motion next?
We are.
What's the story behind that song?
Slow Motion is the song about realizing that you've been falling out of love slowly. It's all, you turn around and can look backwards and see it all, having unfolded.
Or folded, maybe.
All right. Megan Burtt here on Live at Lunch.
1, 2, 3. We're just like any old love story. We're plugging up each other's leaks, puzzling this thing together, seeing what we want to see. Sometimes it's hard to find your foot,
garden of beautiful weeds, completely taken over your heart. We found a way to break my lie detector, or just ignore the writing on the page. Oh baby, let's blame it on our devotion. We've been falling out of love in slow motion, slow motion. Feels like we're stuck inside a movie where we are bound behind the frame. Don't matter how bad I want it to, plot ain't ever gonna change. And now it's written in our history, and the end's a twist of fate. Ooh, where you never saw it coming. Truth is a slap in the face. You're just along for the ride. We found a way to break my lie detector, or just ignore the writing on the page. Oh baby, let's blame it on our devotion. We've been falling out of love in slow motion, slow motion. When you're looking through a glass half full, you'll never notice what you're missing. The burn don't feel all that bad when you're sipping. We found a way to break my lie detector, or just ignore the writing on the page. 'Cause baby, it seemed better not to notice we were falling out of love. We found a way to break my lie detector, or just ignore the writing on the page. Oh baby, let's blame it on our devotion. We've been falling out of love in slow motion, slow motion. In slow motion, slow motion.
Meg and Burtt here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. All right, you guys are having too much fun. I'm going to get to everybody today, but I have a couple questions I want to speak with Megan about. Looking at your bio, I see you summited Mount Kilimanjaro.
I did.
Wow, how long ago was that?
Let's see. That was 2016, I think.
Wow. So was a tour of Africa or just that vicinity for that specific reason? Or?
Yeah, I just went there to climb the mountain.
And you made it to the summit?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
I
What
did.
an experience.
It was amazing.
Did you pick up any of the African rhythms or anything as far as maybe influences in your music?
Gosh, I wish I had been there long enough to do that. The guides did a lot of singing, which was very fun, very enjoyable.
So you're out almost on safari, huh? In tents out and about and on the mountain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, totally.
Wow, what an incredible experience that must have been.
They sing the song with Hakuna Matata in it, from The Lion King.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh,
I know that one.
I know that one.
Sing along. And you've had the experience of playing at Red Rocks and
Yeah.
also playing with Colorado Symphony Orchestra. What was Red Rocks like? I mean, that's every Colorado musician's dream, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah. Dave just did it last week. Right?
Who'd you play with, Dave?
I was playing with an electronic musician.
Yeah?
He goes by Opio.
Yeah?
His name's Oscar. He lives in Australia. He's native Kiwi, but he comes to Colorado pretty regularly, and this is his third iteration with a full orchestra. So or it's sort of a chopped down orchestra, 20 musicians.
Still a pretty big orchestra.
10 strings, 5 brass, and then 1 percussionist and guitar, and then his EDM rig. So
it's got to be awe-inspiring to be on that stage and just look up and have that audience right in front of you.
It's pretty nuts.
It was pretty weird. It was sold out too. I have nothing. I was just the guitar player. This is I can't take any responsibility.
Did you guys leave your name on the wall down underneath there?
Oh, yeah.
I put my name in a lot of places. I don't know which wall you're talking
They're
about.
out there looking out for you right now.
You need to go find it. Yeah.
So many famous musicians over the years have done that, you know.
You know what was really interesting about being in that cave where everyone signs their name? You think that, like, I was sort of walking through, like, searching, like a treasure hunt, you know, for, like, my favorite
Artists?
and I couldn't find a lot of them. So I don't know.
Probably found a lot that you had no idea you played them
Mostly,
too.
yeah. It was, yeah. But I did find Dave's name a few times.
I found the beverages.
That's because he uses a spray paint can probably. It gets a big set of the little Sharpie. So you play the Rocky Mountain Folks Fest, but you've also played a lot of, looks like you've toured with a lot of, Gregory Alan Isikoff, Mark Cohn, Brett Drennan, Glenn Phillips of Toad the Wet Sprocket, who we've had in here before, Lissy, Stephen Kellogg, Leanne Rimes. You've had some great experiences.
I've gotten to play a lot of cool shows.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you book yourself? Do you have an agent?
I have I have an agent.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've had, over the years, it has looked like many a things. Booking myself, having help. Yeah.
What would you recommend up-and-coming musicians about using an agent?
Oh gosh, how much time do we have? I think that any help is really great. Well, David, I'm feeling a little.
Yeah, I'm just curious because a lot of people are interested. They're having issues getting booked at places like Red Rocks or wherever, and sometimes it's the only way to get in there is with an agent.
I have to tell you, like, my coolest gigs. I don't mean this, Anyway, I'm gonna say my coolest gigs have happened just because I've been around, like, doing it for so long.
Right place, right time.
Like name recognition or reputation or friend of a friend or whatever. So I think an agent's definitely helpful, but I think just, like, putting your head down and just one day at a time, like, build a career and things will come to you.
Yeah, well, for instance, you're in another band, Ginger Bomb.
Yes.
Yeah, with
Which I'm
5 redheads. And he's in it too?
No.
Oh, and he should be.
Do you want to, Dave? Do you want to be in Ginger Bomb? He doesn't even want to be in it. You're just making me feel
Right
bad.
now, anyway. So
It's not mostly gray. Dave's got a lovely head of hair.
Hey, that's
For a man
quite
my
a
age.
compliment, a lovely head.
Yeah.
But, I guess, to get 5 great musicians together, you've had to be doing some networking and do you ever do open mics or what have you done to get yourself in where you're at?
You're not going to meet me at an open mic, I'll tell you that much.
Come on, Eric. It can be fun. You can say something, Case.
Oh,
Please.
well, I do have one comment about the agent and, like, advice, is that even if you have an agent and even if you have a team, that work doesn't stop. Like, if you have a great team, like, you're also still getting gigs. If you have a great agent, you're still putting in the work. They still need you to put in the work. So it's something that can build on it. So just like any other thing in music, it's like if you have
Keep your
an
fingers in every
artist-
pie.
Yeah.
Well, and an artist that's really driving the ship is kind of the key, So no matter who you've, gotten to be part of your team, the artist is really the person that should be,
Still driving it. All right. Good advice.
It is great advice.
Glad we asked.
Music Business 101 with Casey Sidwell. Live at lunch on Fridays.
There you go.
That was the Music Business Minute.
Yeah, I like that.
The Music Business Minute. Hey, that's a new show we should start.
copyright that.
Okay, well, next is Unfinished Business and Easy on My Mind. And Unfinished Business is an interesting title. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Unfinished Business is about that thing that you always wish that you could say and you never got to. That sort of keeps you up at night.
All right.
Does anyone relate to that?
I sleep well.
So yeah. They're just here for me.
He apparently finishes up all his business. So.
Yeah. Somehow lucky we got blessed. I believe our love's heaven sent. Always gotta make room for the rules to change, I suppose. Would have sworn we were the exception far as that goes. But you can just pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around. You can make believe that you did all you can as I'm screaming my lungs out when two hearts are going into it. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. Where you going? Anyway, is it lonely? Saving face. Everyone's got a reason to run at any given time. But you told me you hated to fail and would always put up a fight. So how can you pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around? You can make believe that you did all you can as I'm screaming my lungs out when two hearts are going head to head. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. If you could look in the eye, tell me you're sorry. Tell me you tried. Tell me you don't wanna be mine. I'll put you to bed. Gone with my life. But you just pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around. You can make believe that you did all you can as I'm screaming my lungs out when two hearts are going head to head. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. You and I haven't finished business. You and I haven't finished business.
One, two, three.
I'm always turning up and over stones. walking with a heavy load, never trying to make 'em, but gathering mistakes wherever I go. I'm always hovering between the lines, distracted by the meanings I can't find. Just out of reach, ain't nothing you can teach or you can learn till you take your turn. So when I'm counting up my shadows, swallowing my pride, feeling rough, feeling low, you go down easy on my mind. When I'm pointing my arrow, but I'm just aiming blind, and I need a path to follow, you go down easy on my mind. You are what I know of perfect rhyme, a mystery from the great divine. Everything felt out of place till I found a space where I could rest, lay down my head. So when I'm counting up my shadows, swallowing my pride, feeling rough, feeling low, you go down easy on my mind. When I'm pointing my arrow, but I'm just aiming blind, and I need a path to follow, you go down easy on my mind. My eyes are blue, the road is long and my feet hurt, but I'll keep going where I'm led, 'cause I got you in my head. I got you in my head. And I'm counting up my shadows, swallowing my pride, feeling rough and low, you go down easy on my mind. When I'm pointing my arrow, but I'm just aiming blind, and I need a path to follow. When I'm counting up my shadows, swallowing my pride, feeling rough and low, you go down easy on my mind. When I'm pointing my arrow, but I'm just aiming blind, and I need a path to follow. And I need a path to follow, you go down easy on my mind. Easy on my
Megan Burtt, here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. Megan, I've noted that for at least a decade, it looks like you toured the Pennsylvania State maximum security prisons with a band. Are you still doing? First of all, what the heck got you into doing that in the first place? It's not like Johnny Cash showing up and doing 1 or 2 shows. This is 10 years in a row at least. So.
Yeah, I actually did it last year and was reminded that it's been 13 years. I did it right out of college. A friend, the James Williams, who I was playing drums with at the time I went to college with, his college roommate graduated from music school and got a job teaching music at one of the institutions in Pennsylvania, and just said, hey, they bring in a band every once in a while, you guys should come play. And we did once, and it just kind of, it was like...
blossomed.
Yeah.
And so you play various facilities, not just one or two?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are a lot of institutions in Pennsylvania. There's about 20, well, I'm not sure, but there's...
Wow.
When I, over the years, I've been around 26 or so, and I've played like 16 of them, probably.
What kind of response do you get from the inmates?
It's truly one of the best. They're like the best shows I play. They're so grateful and so appreciative and so much fun. And every once in a while, there's a dodgy moment or two, but
thank God for security.
Truly, like, the guys they're so respectful and they're so much fun, and it's just like the gigs are fun. They're really, really fun. There are 2 women's institutions in Pennsylvania that I've played, and those are really fun for the band because they scream real loud for the boys, like so loud, like piercingly loud for the guys in the band.
So the guys feel like big rock stars.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, it's really, really, really fulfilling, satisfying work.
That's excellent that you take the time to do that. People who are interested in you and your music, what's the best website or the place that you want to direct people to go to get information on you and your music?
MeganBurtt.com is the website.
Burtt.
Burtt, Megan with no H. We have a lot of new music coming out over the next couple years, probably.
Yeah.
So, just following on Spotify or wherever people get music would be great. So they
have
get
you
a heads
finished up
up
a new album?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
I haven't told anyone this yet.
You need to premiere it.
Okay. Can I get a drum roll or something? BK, come on. Okay. Oh, I feel weird. It's called Hidden Force.
Hidden Force. Okay.
Hidden Force.
And it'll be available on all streaming platforms and.
Yeah, we're actually just putting it out on tape cassette.
Seriously?
I'm kidding. I'm totally.
No, because some bands are doing that, right?
I know. No, it will be exclusive to the internet. Yeah.
Okay. So digital only.
No. It'll be everywhere.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. You're gonna do vinyl then too?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. Wonderful. Any upcoming shows here that you'd like to speak about?
We're playing in Fort Collins at the Magic Rat on Casey.
I believe it's
June 15th? 15th. The Thursday before Father's Day. Might be the 14th.
Ah.
It's the 15th. And we are playing in Denver at Woods Boss on June 29th. And we are playing everywhere that MeganBurtt.com says.
Says you are. Any festivals this summer?
On the contact page. We're playing...
Folksfest, for instance, or
we played Main Stage Folksfest last year. It was such a good gig. It's not a good gig, friends.
Oh, wow.
It was a good gig.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to have you hand the microphone back to Braxton Kahn there, just because we haven't had a chance to ask him any questions or speak to him, because he's been hiding back there behind the drums. There we go. Don't want to pull that guitar off its stand. All right. Hey, Braxton, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How about you?
I'm great. It's
All
great
right.
to be here. Great to be playing with Meg and the rest of these guys.
Always been a drummer?
Yeah, since I was around 7.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
What got you in so early?
I don't know. Apparently, I loved drums before I can remember loving them.
Mm-hmm. What did you listen to that made you want to pick up the drums?
Oh, for me at first, it was like the Beatles and Pink Floyd and a lot of classic rock and stuff, and then I kind of got into jazz, and then kind of came back around. My parents used to take me to the Lions Folks Festival back when I was a kid, and so I've kind of come back around to really enjoying playing for singer-songwriters and playing Americana and stuff like that. So.
Well, Lions isn't that far from Boulder.
No, it is not.
Stone's throw.
Yep.
So what are your influences now? What that makes you want to continue to be a drummer?
Everything. Everybody around me. A lot of the local drummers around town, guys like Christian Teal, have made a huge impact on me. I'm sure he's been in here. But and a lot of the great session drummers, I could go on and on about, Steve Gadd, all sorts of guys like that who really, their job is to like serve the music, and I think that's something that I try to keep in mind these days.
So you're not limiting yourself to one genre, it sounds like?
Absolutely not. No, I like everything.
Good influences. Are you playing in other bands?
Yeah, I play a bunch of other
You want to
projects.
give a shout out to them?
Oh, sure. I'm in a band called Many Colors. We do kind of like lo-fi, hip-hop, R&B kind of stuff. All sorts of... I freelance a lot of jazz music with a bunch of different people. So if you've been to any of the jazz clubs, you've probably crossed my path. Or I've crossed your path, I should say.
Or both.
Yep. So I'm just a lot of different stuff. I try to keep it a lot of variety.
Right.
I know all of us do.
I know. All you guys seem like you're pretty busy. Well, we're going to do another tune here. Other Woman. That sounds like an interesting title. Why don't you tell us about
it's a little
that?
provocative, isn't it?
Yes.
Other Woman is about kind of the harder side of being part of a blended family and being in a relationship with someone who's made a lot of life before you. And you're sort of wending your way through a life that's already been built before you got there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Blended families are, such a big part of our culture, and they're really beautiful. There's such beautiful sides to them, but this is sort of speaking to the part that might be a little challenging.
All right. Megan Burton Band here on KRFC's Live at Lunch.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I only ever wanted to be older. Girl, you can skip all of your youngest years. Find you a man strong enough to hold you. My soul was old enough in here. But here's the thing no one could ever tell you, that you will only start to recognize in the patterns of the lovers that you cling to. You're mostly just a consolation prize. Starting from scratch, I'm just loving on top of all the baggage you have. And the last one here never gets to move on. I am only ever gonna be the other woman. I've made love in houses I'm not welcoming, and I've played house in homes I did not make. You might look at me and say that I'm a wreck. My choice is question praise. What would you do for love's sake? Starting from scratch, I'm just loving on top of all the baggage you have. And the last one here never gets to move on. I am only ever gonna be the other woman. Sacrifice to answer to your heart. your love were made already. We ain't starting from scratch. I'm just loving on top of all the baggage you have. And the last one never gets to move on. I am only ever gonna be the other woman. I am only ever gonna be the other woman. I am only ever gonna be the other woman.
Megan Burton Band here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. I want to speak a little bit with Casey Sidwell over there on the bass. I hate to break your concentration because every song, you're almost like Alvin Lee there on your guitar, using all 5 strings on the bass. How's it going?
I'm well. How are you doing?
All right. Always been into bass, or did you start out guitar and switch over? Or?
That's a good question. I probably started out doing a bunch of different things. I tried out, like, took some piano lessons and tried playing a little guitar and was kind of a musical kid. My parents played. My mom was a singer. My stepdad was a musician and a guitar player.
So you came from a musical family.
Mm-hmm. And there was my stepdad had a bass on the wall, and I picked it up one day, and it made a lot of sense. I think it was just simple and 4 strings, and it just kind of
as heavy as you were at the time.
Well, I was a pretty chubby kid, so
no way.
So very much so, yes. So no, but yeah, no, it just stuck. It stuck from that point.
Yeah. What bass players influence you these days?
Oh, man. Well, I loved BK's answer, giving some props to some of the cats around here, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention guys from around here like Garrett Sayers and Bijou and Paul McDaniel and a lot of Charlie Martins, guys that are friends. And there was a bass player named Corey Baker, who's a bass player and drummer. Who's
so some stand-up bass players, too, not just electric.
Yeah, but a lot of electric players, too. And then, larger, I love James Jamerson, of course, Jocko. Every bass player loves Pino Palladino. Pino's the man. I love the old school session players like Willie Weeks, Chuck Rainey, Wilton Felder. Those cats are that's my stuff.
That's what gets you. Yeah. Well, I know you are definitely using all 5 strings.
Yeah.
And you've got to have some pretty strong hands to reach across that big of a fretboard, huh?
I don't know.
Power.
Yeah, power. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, and I'm going to hit over here, too, with Dave Devine on guitar. Dave, what got you into guitar?
My father played guitar.
Yeah.
And so that was just an activity.
Just for himself, or was he in bands?
He was in a band. Yeah, he was in a band when he started playing guitar when he was 13, so like 63 to 68. And he got drafted, went to Vietnam, came back, started a family. So fortunately for me, he had a 3/4 size electric guitar that was his Christmas present when he was 13. Oh. So as a kid, it was like the perfect size. So he had an acoustic. So it was completely communal, and to me, not any different than when we would go play catch in the yard. So it felt like an extension of like father-son activities. It was completely informal. And he didn't even tell me this. I feel like I've had a few moments where he never told me the names of the songs we were playing. He just showed me the melodies. And I feel like I've had some light bulb moments when I heard those songs somewhere, and I thought, like,
wow,
that's it.
He taught me these when I was a kid. Huh?
And wrong. He learned. Sorry.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. I see that a lot, especially with professional musicians who will say, this is my song, and it's so famous, and everybody plays it this way. Says that's not how it's played at all. And then they'll play it the correct way to show people in the video.
Or play it the same way and just mess with you. No. So it was cool education for me because he was so into music from 63 to 68, so that was the window of all the music. So So like everything post that, he was sort of not privy. It didn't affect his guitar playing. So it was cool because it was like learning from like a time machine or something. The way he plays is like kind of frozen in amber.
You retain a lot of that?
Oh yeah, I mean I still love and play
that's
all
your
this
style.
stuff. Oh yeah, surf guitar, tons of like early instrumental guitar music,
Classic rock and roots.
Yeah, well,
roots,
not
blues.
as much. More like that from that time period. All the songs that he would have played kind of on gigs. But yeah, so that it was certainly informal, and that's where all of that music came from.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Good musical backgrounds. It sounds like for the two of you.
yeah, and then we still do that. I should say he did update after that. But yeah, it's like when we get together, I just let him go. He'll just start singing and playing, and I just follow. So like every Eagles song, America, James Taylor, like any of those things.
So family get-togethers like Halloween, not Halloween, but Thanksgiving
It is.
and
It's pretty
Christmas
bloody.
and maybe Halloween too. I don't know. You get together and jam, huh?
Yeah, totally. That's like
That's
kind of
great.
the idea.
That's wonderful. What a bonding experience still, huh?
Yeah, that's great.
Wonderful. And I want to touch base with Eric one more time back there too, real quick. Eric, I know you play with so many musicians here on the Front Range. What originally got you into music? You always been a keyboardist?
Yeah, I got into piano really early, and I actually
When you say really early,
at 7.
wow, another
And by-
7-year-old starting
by
music.
9, I was actually commuting up to UNC to take lessons with the head of the piano department there.
Wow.
So I guess I showed a lot of promise. I don't know.
You must have been a prodigy.
Yeah, and then I quit. I was talking to Dave about quitting. Yep. So
How long did that happen?
I quit at age 11 for like a year and a half.
Just because kids being kids, you just got bored with it?
I was tired of playing classical music. I wanted to make stuff up. So then I decided I was going to be a classical composer. And so in high school, I actually won a composition contest, and I got actual college age. Actually, I was still in junior high, I guess. I had college age people that were going to play my music, and they butchered it so badly that I was like, okay, I don't want to write for other people. I don't want to play other people's music, and I don't want other people playing my music. And then I
do it
discovered
myself
jazz,
and do it
it's
right,
like,
huh?
oh, now I can play my own music, and this'll work for me. So,
All right.
So, and then, yeah, eventually I wandered off into pop music. The Police, probably the big reason I'm in pop music.
That's interesting because they don't use a lot of keyboards. Maybe some synths, but not a lot of keys.
No. In fact, I learned all the bass parts off the Police tunes because I was playing bass and
which
a
are
punk band at
phenomenal
that
too,
time.
by the way. Yeah.
Everything she does is magic.
There's good keyboard parts, but it wasn't the keyboard parts that attracted me. It was Stuart Copeland's drumming that attracted me, and it was Sting's bass parts,
Yeah.
which I guess maybe are Stuart Copeland's bass parts. But yeah.
One and the
So
same.
that's what got
And
me.
so, what got you into? I mean, just jamming and playing over the years and networking,
Yeah,
and because
right.
it just seems like you know so many Front Range musicians.
Yeah, well, I played with all the jazz players in Denver in the '80s, and then and then I went to Los Angeles, and I was out there for like 7
Did you
years.
do studio work out there?
Yeah, I did. I ran a small studio doing demos for people, and I also did some studio work and got some production credits and stuff like that. So, I learned a lot out there. Previous to that, I went out to Nashville, and I learned how to write songs. I went out with Jill Sobiel when she was just getting her career started. And so, those are kind of my influences.
Do you retain those connections?
Yeah, I still see Jill every a couple of years. If I notice she's in town and I call her, she'll say, "Come down, play with me." But she won't remember to call me if I don't. But that's all
I have
right.
to remind
No,
her. Hopefully she sees the video.
Yeah, right.
But okay, well, it's
Call
been
me
wonderful
ne-
having you
Jill,
guys
next
today.
time.
Thanks for coming down here
It's
for
been so
Live at
great.
Lunch.
Thank you for having us.
It's been sounding fantastic. I want to thank the sound and video crew. You guys always do a phenomenal job. Thank you very much
Absolutely.
for all you guys do, all your hard work and time and effort. And, I think we definitely have time for one more. Electricity?
Oh, okay. Let me switch guitars.
All right. And then when you do that, you can tell us a little bit about electricity.
All right.
I do want to remind all of our KRFC viewers and listeners that we do have a YouTube channel where all these wonderful videos of all our Live at Lunch artists go on to, and that is called RadioVision YouTube. And you can go on to it. There's a subscribe button. If you subscribe, you get a notification each week of who the artist will be that week, and that's a wonderful way to keep on top of all the artists that we have every Friday for Live at Lunch. Thanks again to Megan Burtt and her band for joining us today, and they're going to leave us out today with Electricity.
I'm a lightning bolt and I will strike however high you choose to travel. Resurrecting hope from every stake that you put in the ground. Even if it's momentarily, collect a charge that lingers after. Building up and waiting for a spark to come back around. I can't get away from you. Electricity is pulling me closer to what I thought was only possible in make-believe. Imagine perfectly, you come and go, but never seem to leave. But if I had gone on living like this was what I expected, satisfied that I'd always have just enough light to see. Could it be that we've been given more than what we suspected? We're bound together like the wires burning underneath our feet. I can't get away from you. Electricity's holding me closer to what I thought was only possible in make-believe. Imagine perfectly, you come and go, but never seem to leave. Some hidden force that points me north, I can't refuse. From you, electricity is pulling me closer to what I thought was only possible in make-believe. Imagine perfectly, you come and go, but never seem to leave. No, you never leave. No, you never leave.
Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vacek, at david@krfcfm.org.